We move on to our co-main event here tonight as we're going to crown a Valor Bantamweight champion, Freddie Frogman Walker. Frogman, a great nickname.
Yeah.
He is back in action as he takes on Rodrigo the Monster Gonzalez. Rodrigo, important to point out, he took this fight yesterday.
Well, he certainly did, and props to him for doing that. Because of that, we're going to have a tremendous co-main event here. Both of these guys are tremendous athletes. Rodrigo Gonzalez, of course, remember with that big, sick knockout that he had in his last outing. I'm very excited for this.
And one big thing to mention, Rodrigo didn't take this fight out of the blue. He was scheduled to fight next week in a fight where most likely if he won, he would be next in line for the title. So he's not someone just straight off the street, not someone who's been sitting around doing nothing. Rodrigo is ready to fight next week. He just moved it up a week and in a much bigger stage here fighting for the title, but something I know he's wanted for quite some time.
Absolutely, and again, props to him, though, for stepping up off of it. He's ready to go at any moment.
Well, we're ready for your co-main event. Jennifer Ox and I will bring our two title competitors to the cage.
All right, we're going to go ahead and jump on into our next fight, which is going to be a bantamweight title fight brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. First, please welcome to the cage, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, Rodrigo Gonzalez.
Rodrigo Gonzalez representing Bushido MMA in Kingsport, Tennessee. As I mentioned, took the fight yesterday. It's 135 title still on the line. Both guys have made bantamweight. Therefore, we moved the weight classes around just a little bit to make do on one day, so no one had to kill themselves to make the weight on one day notice. Both guys are bantamweights. Both guys have been in action. Both guys are outstanding strikers. Rodrigo Gonzalez here, one day notice. They'll be interested to see what role that plays.
I like those tunes, too. I'm a big fan of George Lopez's show. And, of course, he's coming to the cage with Lowrider. What a character is Rodrigo Gonzalez. A very, very likable guy, any way you cut it. And the dude can throw down.
Oh, yeah, and Rodrigo has been fighting for quite some time. A big thing tonight, he is fighting Freddie Walker. Freddie Walker is a main sparring partner of Austin Cowan, the current Valor featherweight champion. Rodrigo Gonzalez made his MMA debut against Cowan. At that time, Cowan was not the name he is now. So Rodrigo has been in the cage with someone with this karate, McMahon-style kickboxing, but has not had any time to train for it.
Yeah.
Usually this is style you need to train some, but he does train under Jason Brake, who is more of a karate-style striking coach. So a lot of factors into this fight.
Yeah, and Rodrigo, he has that one-punch knockout ability.
Yes.
We've seen that.
Yes.
And that's a wild card. Any way you cut it, man, that makes him competitive in this bout, regardless of any of the other factors involved.
Rodrigo also has a developing ground game. We've not yet seen it in a fight. He's not needed. His one loss here recently was to Cody Jordan, and it was really just quick, out of nowhere, 8-second armbar victory. I believe it's 12-second armbar victory. So Rodrigo bounced back in a rematch, knocked him out in 8 seconds. Yeah. So both these, Rodrigo's not had a long fight in a while, and I think that also plays a factor. We've never seen Rodrigo out of the first round.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see. And Freddie, though, in his last fight, quick work of Anthony McBriar with knees, punches. I love the fight. I love the matchup. It's on one day notice, but it's a fight, obviously, that has been talked about within the promotion. So it's a big fight. Both guys fighting for the title. One day notice. This is Rodrigo Gonzalez. Jennifer Oxenine will bring his opponent to the cage.
And his opponent, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, please welcome to the cage, Freddie Walker.
Freddie Walker, a McMahon prodigy. A lot of people call him the amateur Brandon McMahon. They fight almost so similar.
I'm a tremendous fan of Brandon McMahon, from way back. He's had that career that started years ago, and, I've been able to follow that, a very complete martial artist, and he does parlay that into his coaching ability.
One thing about Freddie Walker, was cut to 135, was able to move up to 140. So he's got a little bit going for him, hit a little bit extra muscle. Very good striker, though. Still a little question about his jiu-jitsu. The last fight, he did stuff a takedown and land some big knees that tell the tape. 4-1, 3-2. Both guys 27. Little bit of a height advantage for Rodrigo Gonzalez. And as we mentioned, 135 tight on the line. On one day notice, the weights were moved up to 140. Again, both guys have striking backgrounds. So when that's the case, everybody wants to see them strike. I wonder, though, who's better, who's got the second best skill set?
Right.
What happens when it goes to the ground? Who will have an advantage?
Or if they keep it on the feet, who makes a mistake first?
Oh, yeah. That's a big thing. And who's a little sharper? And as you mentioned, we do know Freddie can strike and can go. We've seen Rodrigo knock guys out with one shot. It's a great fight, and it's got all the potential in the world to steal the show here tonight as you see Austin Cowan and the McMahons in the corner of Frogman Freddie Walker. And a reminder that the Valor bantamweight title is on the line. We'll crown a 135-pound champion as Mark Laws takes good care of our fighters, and Freddie Walker gets Vaselined up as before he enters the cage. We kick things off with our first of two title fight main events here tonight. Freddie Walker in the cage as he faces Rodrigo Gonzalez. Jennifer Oxenine introduces your fighters.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hog's red corner, he holds a record of 3 wins and 2 defeats. Weighed in at 135 pounds and represents Bushido MMA in Kingsport, Tennessee. Put your hands together for Rodriguez, the Monster Gonzalez. And his opponent, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, he holds a record of 4 wins and 1 defeat. Weighed in at 135 pounds and represents Team NKI in Knoxville, Tennessee. Give it up for Freddie, the Frogman Walker. Your referee for this fight, Nate Jolly.
I'm digging those Crow Cop trunks he's got on there, adorned by Freddie Walker.
They meet in the middle. Nate Jolly breaks down the rules to our two competitors. Bantamweight title on the line. Here we go. It is Rodrigo Gonzalez, Freddie Walker. 135 title, and we are off. Rodrigo, quick to the
These
center.
guys are throwing for the fences already.
Do not blink. Rodrigo
Oh,
clutches
big
up.
right hand there
big
by
shot
Freddie Walker. Rodrigo undaunted.
And Rodrigo getting a little wild, and Freddie
Dude,
capitalized.
these guys are very wild, but very exciting here.
Right
Freddie Walker
into mount.
advances to mount position.
Wow!
Yeah, big
Right over goes
reversal
Rodrigo.
here by Rodrigo.
This is the quickest 30 seconds that ever went by in a fight. These guys are
Freddie
battling.
Walker looking possibly for a Kimura lock, or watch out for that hip bump sweep.
And usually use the Kimura. You see most guys use Kimura to sweep, not actually go for the submission. So it's interesting to hear open guard yet again, though, and that is because he is setting up, though, a Kimura. And that makes me think he might actually be setting up a Kimura.
Undoubtedly.
Rodrigo, what a way to start the fight, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think both guys are possibly, maybe gathering themselves here.
Rodrigo doing a good job.
Oh, possibly a Sakuraba-style Kimura, looking for it on the part of Freddie Walker.
And one key thing, and he's going to let go. That could equal a takedown here for Rodrigo if he's able to take the back, which is what he's working on.
Yeah, and it looks like he's looking for the crossface, and he finally gets it.
And one big thing, if Rodrigo was rocked, he's now had time to recover a little bit. Walker digs down for a takedown. He might get it here.
Looking for the
guillotine from
choke
Gonzalez.
here. Is Gonzalez, absolutely.
Looks like Walker might poke his head out. Oh, he's grimacing. Yeah, he's out. Now, we'll see if Rigo will cage walk, try to get back to his feet.
What a work rate here by both of these competitors. He needs to watch out.
Good
It looks
takedown.
like Walker almost guillotined or
That's deep.
DDT'd himself. This could be it. That is a very tight guillotine choke
Walker
on the part
is
of
grimacing.
Rodrigo.
He said he's good. He looked at Nate Jolly and just gave him a thumbs up. He might have got a little breathing room. He's working on the elbow. He's got a hand on the wrist. Throws to the body. That grimace, though. Oh, man, it is close. Rodrigo listening to his corner, who are right next to us here, but they are in
under
McMahon's
the
corner.
neck
He's out.
of Freddie Walker.
He is
Rodrigo
out.
lets go of it.
Wow.
Where do we go from here?
Big thing is,
What a
Gonzalez
toll.
ends up on top.
Did that take a toll on the arm of Rodrigo?
That's a great point. He was working hard for it. He thought he had it. He's got to watch here. 50 seconds remain in this crazy first round.
Who is winning this round? Who is winning? That guillotine was so tight. Of course, Walker with 2 big takedowns in this round.
And he landed a better punch on the feet as well. But Rodrigo going for that guillotine. He's fighting it out. He might try to set up a triangle or an armbar here. And a nice little ground pound.
Freddie Walker holding on to the legs. Is he possibly setting up an ankle lock when he stands up above it?
Could be
we
an
see
ankle or
him fall
Achilles.
back on that in the last 20 seconds of this round?
An ankle or an Achilles lock possible here. Our legal and amateur competition. 3 3-minute rounds for the title, 15 seconds left. And what a first round it's been between these two.
10 seconds left. Who takes this first round?
And it looks like Freddie will try to almost guarantee a point in the judges' score column as he ends the fight, or ends the first round on top. Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
A lot of action there, a lot of heat. How are these guys? You know, they're obviously conditioned well. They're going to be able to continue this pace throughout the entirety of this 3 rounds.
And as I mentioned earlier, it's very important to mention this is the first time Rodrigo has ever been out of the first round. Freddie Walker has been to a decision. Freddie Walker just ended a long hiatus in his last fight. So again,
the ring rust could be stepping in there. It could cause those arms to go flush. Of course, Rodrigo, he pulled that guillotine for probably 30, 45 seconds with all he had. Did that take anything out of his grip?
Judging by looking in the cage, Rodrigo looks a little bit more tired than Freddie Walker.
But he's the first one back to his feet, though.
Yep. That's big. Look at this guillotine. We're going to switch over here. He has it. He takes him up. He takes him right down.
Yeah, that was almost a DDT position, and he did it to himself.
Yep. He spiked it, trying to get a little more impact, and maybe
you've got to watch. You can't. You've got to lift. You got to try to turn to the other side. When you go that direction, you run the risk of busting your own neck.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the mouthpiece.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the round. Rodrigo Gonzalez getting his mouthpiece back ready. And guys, this is the part you don't want to blink at. These 10 seconds to kick off this round. Unbelievable. Nate Jolly, your official, as we start round 2 after a fight of the night, round 1 between Gonzalez and Walker. Here we go.
Exactly. Already a beautiful fight. Like you said, they probably secured fight of the night honors already.
Gonzalez hands straight down, not up. And look
Big
at Walker.
overhand.
Walker is wrestling here, something we've not really seen from him. Interesting. Oh, he lowered him down.
Being made perhaps a little more cautious of that guillotine this time.
It's interesting, though, after Walker was landing the shots on his feet, and now he's initiating the takedown.
Yeah. Now he's in a beautiful position. I've mentioned this earlier tonight. I like the half guard position, actually, from top.
Wow, again, another sweep from bottom of mount by Rodrigo Gonzalez. That's impressive.
But look at this, Walker right back off his back almost instantly. Rodrigo does not have the guillotine choke in this situation, but he could possibly bridge Freddie Walker.
And a possible sweep here, maybe to get back to his feet. And it'd be interesting to see if he would hip out here and maybe try to take top, but he doesn't. He pushes off.
Again, if I'm in Freddie Walker's corner, I'm going to say keep the half guard position from here. It's a very dominant spot. Every time he passes, it allows Rodrigo to get that elevator.
And a big thing here, he is staying in the half guard, as you've mentioned, and he is working. And the explosiveness, make guys tired. Those are elbows to the body, though. Those will wear on you. And again, you have to worry about the quick weight cut. He had 1 day to cut weight. A lot of these guys know their time frame. Rodrigo cut weight in 1 day. Took the fight on 1 day notice. Has looked impressive, though. A great back and forth here.
Could it be that the conditioning of Rodrigo, the first time out of round 1, that he is feeling that burn here?
Quite possibly, especially since the fight has went so fast-paced. And Rodrigo's been defensive a lot. We've not seen Rodrigo defensive in quite some time. Again, the only fight he's lost in the last year lasted 12 seconds.
Right.
So Rodrigo's been offense, offense, offense. He's playing a lot of defense here tonight so far.
Well, here we have Freddie in cross-body position, but Rodrigo's close to the cage. Possibly look for Rodrigo to climb his feet up onto the cage, looking for an elevator, but he has taken a lot of shots there to the body.
Those knees to the body are what finished Freddie's last fight. That's a Darce attempt right here.
Here we go, the guillotine.
That's
he's going the guillotine, but he did not have control.
And see, that's it. That is arm
Look
all the way in.
He's got the rear naked choke position on the guillotine. That is a very strong grip.
Rodrigo passes, which is a big thing. That grip, though, will still allow a little pressure.
Look at that beautiful switch out there by Freddie Walker. Excellent transitions here. Props to both of these fighters.
And these guys are working. And again, we said striking, striking, striking. Look at this grappling. Unbelievable grappling. And again, seeing Rodrigo not hit bump right there might be a sound he's getting a little tired.
Absolutely, Freddie. If I'm in his corner, I'm going to say, look out. Don't pull that guillotine again. Rodrigo is defending it extremely well. Stay into positions that are working.
20 seconds left in round number 2. He again looks like he might be setting up that kind of modified guillotine choke with
Yeah,
he's gonna
absolutely. And
switch
it may have served him better to, instead of falling back to the guard with it, but pushed against the cage like we saw earlier in the evening.
Yeah, with D'Angelo's fight, yep. And he will end the round yet again, almost the exact same position as round 1, in guard, landing punches. And again, Rodrigo sticks his tongue out, a little bit tired. You got to think with just the top pressure, if that's all you look at, Freddie Walker might be up 2 rounds.
Up 2 rounds. You know, if I'm in the corner of Rodrigo, I'm going to say you've got to push forward. But look at this. You can see he's absolutely exhausted here. I think that he is more worse for the wear between the two. Freddie Walker, he's got morale going for him and appears to be better conditioned possibly. Rodrigo, again, having to go into deep waters here for the first time in his career.
These transitions are impressive. This looked really good.
Yeah.
And watch this sweep out, go to half
absolutely,
guard. And watch Freddie Walker right here. Right out this little, just that little hole right there.
Underneath the arm part, the left armpit of Rodrigo.
And again, we talked about striking. These guys showing these are not one-trick ponies. Well-rounded are both guys. Round number 3 in this amazing fight so far for the Valor Bantamweight title, which is vacant. We will leave with the champion here tonight.
Now, what are we going to see? We're going to see the striking, or are we going to see the ground? We've seen both tonight, and both have been uberly exciting.
Let's see if Walker's tired. He might try to put the fight back on the ground. He claps hands. Let's look for some kicks here from Walker. There they are. Big shot.
Big kick to the body. Oh, looking for the guillotine is Rodrigo.
He pulled guard and they fall out. Amazing job by Walker, though. Walker landed a nice kick there.
Yeah. Tough spot here for Rodrigo. He really needs to stay off of his back, get back into position here in order to win this title fight.
You have to think he's looking for a finish. Like, it's probably not going to be him winning a round. You can look at a 10-8 stuff, but that's a little bit far-fetched. You got to look at probably him telling himself, I got to get a finish here.
Undoubtedly. Right here, this is deep waters for Rodrigo Gonzalez, but he is still in this fight.
Oh, yeah. No doubt, he has to get back to his feet, or he has to get a sweep here. That's one of the key things. He needs to get off his back and away from the cage.
Well, Rodrigo here with a left overhook, possibly looking to set up a triangle. Freddie Walker really has to watch the right leg of Rodrigo. If he stuffs that arm and goes for it, it could be curtains.
The cage right there might affect him going for a certain submissions. And I think Walker's doing that on purpose, keeping him pinned against not only the ground and the head pressure, but the cage right there as well is working to Walker's advantage. And it's hard for Rigo to wall walk right here with all the pressure. And you notice he's leaning up and he's pushing him down, pushing him against the cage, and it's affecting Gonzalez's ability to get back to his feet. Now we might see it.
Here we go.
He pushes away. Oh, there it is.
Looking for the armbar. And Freddie Walker slips it and advances to the crossbody position here.
There's no type of submission is harder than the third round. Both guys sweaty. They got each other sweat on them. It's a lot harder to pull triangles and armbars in round number 3 than it is, say, in a minute in round 1.
Moving close to the last minute in this fight. How bad does Rodrigo Gonzalez want it? How bad does he want that gold around his waist? He's going to have to move.
Freddie Walker working to make sure that title goes home with him. To Team NKI and Knoxville. He is going to pass and go right to mount. This is where Gonzalez has swept twice already. Let's see if he's able to do it again. Both guys starting to get tired, and there it is. I don't think he got all the way over, and another sign that the fight has wear on him just a little bit.
Freddie with that right post. It looked like he was possibly looking to set up an armbar. Rodrigo too tight for that.
40 seconds remain here in this title fight. Co-main event tonight at Valor Fights 29 in Pigeon Forge. Freddie Walker full mount on Gonzalez. Gonzalez 30 seconds to change the course of this fight. Both guys, though, exhausted. If you missed the first 30 seconds of this fight, wow. Now Freddie Gonzalez probably sensing the time, probably not trying to make a mistake. But he gets swept again. Big sweep. He's got 15 seconds to work.
Rodrigo going for broke here. Do what he has to do to win this fight. But Freddie Walker back to his feet.
Amazing. He kicks him off. He takes back. Good knees. What a fight from both men. Looks like Freddie Walker, though, taking that gold to Knoxville with him.
Yeah, very competitive fight. Rodrigo really showing himself here, but Freddie Walker just looking championship caliber right here tonight.
And again, we have to point out 1 day notice for Rodrigo Gonzalez. What does that do? What happens if this fight has a full camp to train for someone like this? Again, though, everyone in this building says, Freddie Walker, what a striker.
Yeah.
Tonight, takedown, takedown, takedown. Great ground control. I was real impressed
And
with
you
Freddie Walker.
mentioned earlier, you said that the ground skill was in question, man. He performed extremely well on the ground. Great transitions. He was even caught in a couple of tie submissions. He was able to defend those and move forward and into what I believe is going to be a unanimous decision victory.
Unbelievable fight. Unbelievable first 30 seconds of this fight. Both guys came out swinging. Both guys not wasting any time. And I think both guys wanted a quick win tonight. But in the end, we get treated to 3 rounds of excellent action. And I agree with you. It does appear to be Freddie Gonzalez going home with the title. We've been surprised once or twice tonight, though. So we will wait and hear what Jennifer Oxendine has when she announces our scores in just a bit. And she is heading to the cage now. Who is the Valor Bantamweight Champion? Jennifer Oxendine with the official decision.
After 3 rounds, we go to your judges for the decision. Your first judge scores this fight 30-27, second judge 30-27, and third judge 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision, out of the OEB blue